Chelsea played Barrow in the League Cup last week, and let's face it, it's a result that we thought would happen and should have happened. Andrew, 5-0 at home to a League Two team. Your thoughts? You were at the game. What did you think?
I was quite worried for the first 5 minutes. It looked like they were actually on top, and then we got a goal and everything was fine for the rest of the game. They didn't really look in it. Their goalkeeper atrocious.
Again, League Two. Like
Yeah,
it's bread and butter. It should be the bread and butter game, and that's exactly what it was.
yeah, it was quite easy, I think, in the grand scheme of things. Some good goals though. I think
Yeah,
Felix and Nkunku play well together.
I
Felix
love that
play
little
well.
flick over the top. That little flick was it the first goal? That little flick over the
Yes,
top to Nkunku.
I
Yeah,
believe so.
yeah, it was just yeah. I thought the link up play was actually quite spectacular. That's the biggest thing for me. I felt like people were trying to create things and link up together, which was really nice to see.
Mm.
Granted, it should be easier because we should be able to run rings around a team like that. No offense to them. Um,
No, full offence. All of the offence.
um, but there was nothing really to take away from that game other than it's a Premier League team. Granted, it was our second team, but it's still a Premier League team versus a League Two team.
Yeah, I don't think you can really say too much about our performance because they weren't great. I was interested to see if Nkunku got a start or some more minutes just because he scored a hat trick. You kind of want to reward that a little bit, but he didn't. So
Well, that was the thing for me. That was the question that I was going to ask in the sense of he got what? He got two goals over two legs against Servette. He's then got a hat trick against Barrow. Is he starting to knock on the door for a first team pick over Jackson, do you think? Or do you think Jackson's still doing enough?
both his goals against the were pens, though, aren't they?
True, but they're still goals.
There's still goals, but he's not going to get that playing in the first team because Cole Palmer's going to take them all. So those goals are gone.
No, but you still had to take your opportunities at the end of the day. You see, it doesn't happen often, but you do see players miss penalties.
True.
Right.
Look, I think he's a good finisher. It's just difficult. I think he needs to play up front with someone else because I I don't think he holds the ball. He's not going to hold the ball up well enough against Premier League centre backs.
Jackson
Um,
doesn't really hold the ball up well enough against Premier League centre backs.
he's significantly better than Nkunku does. You've got a chance with Jackson.
Oh, I don't know. I think that's a discredit to Nkunku. I'm not saying he's amazing, but
Mate,
I don't think he's as bad
your
as you
thoughts
say.
on Caicedo and Jackson are mental. So it's just not even go there.
We haven't even brought
The
Caicedo into the
blokes
conversation.
can't
Why are
do
you bringing
anything
Caicedo into the
right.
conversation already? He didn't even play against Barrow, did he?
No,
Well
I'm
then,
just
why are you
testing
bringing him
your
up?
opinion on two that those
What are
two
we
players
mentioning Caicedo yet? Honestly,
because you've got a bias against
I don't
Caicedo
have a
and
bias
Jackson.
against
That's
Caicedo
mental.
at all.
Makes no sense to me whatsoever. While the sun shines out of Enzo Fernandez's
Didn't
arsehole,
say it did. Didn't say it did.
your thoughts and opinions have said that for the whole season. Um, yeah, look, there's nothing you can really take from that game because I just don't think the quality of opposition was good enough to really go like, actually, is that player that good?
What was the last thing you said there? Sorry.
I don't think you can take much from the Barrow game because I don't think you can evaluate players' performances and whether they're better than someone in the first team because the quality of opposition just wasn't the right level.
No, I agree. It seemed like a training. It seemed like a preseason or a training game.
Hmm.
You know, I would have been disappointed if we didn't score at least 3 to 5 goals against this team, if I'm brutally honest. So happy days. And we didn't concede, which I'm also quite relieved about considering some of the players that we had at the back. Um, and again, you can't really choose a standout player because it's a League Two team.
We
So
can. It was Nkunku because he scored three goals.
doing Nkunku because it's a hat trick. Yeah, fair play. We'll go with that.
You can judge players against each other that were actually playing that game. You just can't go Pedro Neto is better than Sancho because on that performance because the opposition's just different.
I must say I was quite happy for Pedro Neto to get a goal as well.
Yeah.
And what I really liked about that was Mudryk making a good decision and a very good assist.
Well, everyone rushed over to Mudryk.
Yeah,
No one
no,
really
no.
celebrated with Pedro.
I think one player went to celebrate with Pedro. Everyone else rushed over to Mudryk, and then Pedro even went over to celebrate for Mudryk. And Mudryk seemed so happy that Neto scored. I think he was happy with himself as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was definitely, I think, one of the biggest things for that game was just Mudryk making a very good decision and a decent pass. So
Yeah.
maybe League Two is where he needs to be. We'll see. But I think that concludes everything for this episode. Short and sweet, probably the shortest one we've ever done. But we'll take it. And stay tuned for the Brighton Hove Albion? Brighton Albion Hove? Brighton Hove?
Keep trying. Brighton and Hove Albion.
I was right the first time. Back yourself. It's been a long day.
You didn't say and, I don't think.
No, I don't. I didn't say I. No, you're right. I think at least I got the words in the right order by the end. Either way, just stay tuned for Brighton, which is the next episode. Thank you all for watching.